welcome to Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
Surprise!
What is this? It's Tuesday.
It's a bonus episode.
Yes, because you know what day it is today.
The holiest of days.
The coming, how many games are there? Like 10? The 9th coming.
Depends on what you count as a game.
Yeah. All of them.
Right, but do you count the re-releases separately?
Whatever. It's
Kingdom Hearts 3 release day.
Yeah!
And you'd better believe that your favorite video game, Kingdom Hearts Obsessed podcast was not going to let this day go by without a special episode.
No way.
So, inspired by the final battle of Kingdom Hearts 3, we've decided to do a special mini-episode with 7 segments and 13 hot takes.
Yes. Just as Nomura intended.
Truly. Kingdom Hearts is hot takes.
But yeah, so we're just gonna sort of be rolling through it. It'll be a shorter episode than normal. Probably.
Well, because we gotta get to playing the game.
Exactly. This is live, you know.
Yes, as always, the podcast is recorded live.
The most general and non-out there of our segments is just our own personal game rankings of the entire Kingdom Hearts series.
Okay, how do you want to do this? Do you want each of us to go through our entire rankings, or do you want to go, like, last place, second to last?
See, I have some ties, so I think it would be better if we go through them, like, each one of us goes through ours, so that we can explain a little bit.
Amazing. All right, youngest, you get to choose, first or second?
Second.
All right. So, from lowest to highest, and granted, even though I literally just said this podcast is recorded live, for some reason I don't have an opinion on 0.2, even though I played it this weekend. I can tell you where I probably think it goes, even though I have played it and know that.
Yeah, it hasn't settled with her yet. She has to think about it more.
Yeah, we're still mulling it over. Anyway, last place in a move that is surprising to absolutely no one is Recoded.
Mm-hmm.
What a piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I even need to talk about it. Data is the worst thing that's happened to the series ever.
She also just watched the movie for it, so bear that in mind.
That's fair.
Too.
Still don't feel like that would change my opinion. At all. Second to last comes another movie, Back Cover. Back Cover was stunningly, visually stunning and probably works the best as a movie of any of the 3 cutscene compilations. It really raised a lot more questions than it answered, which I realize is the whole point of the series, but, no. I didn't need this. I didn't need to understand why Maleficent and Pete were around. I already don't understand. Next up, mostly just because it's a movie, I'm prepared for this to be different on Emma's ranking, is 358 over 2 days. The story is lovely and touching, but it's way too long. And it's just hard to say that could beat any of the games where I actually got to play. I realize that's probably not fair. Next up, in 4th to last place, is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I don't know, I just found the Disney worlds in this game to be especially stupid and repetitive and boring. And the combat, I dig the combat system where you get to, merge your commands and create new commands. But I don't know. Having to play through all 3 of the stories kind of over and over again didn't super jive with me. Especially because the Disney worlds were just, so dull. And they were just all dark and looked the same. Next up, in the middle position, we've reached the top half of mine, because I only have 8, is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Again, super beautiful. I kind of like flow motion, even though it's, horribly broken, right? But I really don't like the forced switching back and forth between the characters. I didn't like how it made me feel as a player. Also, the endgame frickin' wrecked me. So that's still a smarting wound. In 3rd place, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. This is maybe just because I've watched Clickbait Boyfriend play it recently and I didn't have to play it. But I don't know, the card system, now that I've grown up, It feels a little bit cooler and fun and more strategic, and it was neat to see the Riku side of it for the first time. It really deepened the story. Also, now that I understand what's going on, it's helpful. In second place, Kingdom Hearts 2.
God damn.
Yeah, I know. The tutorial is too long, obviously. It features the worst world, spoiler for later, in Kingdom Hearts history, Atlantica, Kingdom Hearts 2. And the endgame is really, really, really difficult to parse until you have the benefit of hindsight. Which brings us to the winner, of course, the original, the classic, my nostalgia pick, Kingdom Hearts. Go for it, Emma.
Okay, well, coming in at the bottom, and I have actually played this game, but coming at the bottom is Coded.
Recoded!
People find the gameplay on this really satisfying. I don't remember being overly taken with it, like so blown away by it that it manages to escape last place. It's just so like extraneous and weird, and I don't love it. Coming in above that is Back Cover, which, as you said, really visually gorgeous. And I like some of the stuff in it, honestly. Like, I like the aesthetic of the foretellers and like sort of the weirdness that's going on with them and that sort of thing. And Yusuke in a unicorn mask is all you need. But yeah, I feel like it's missing some context that might come up in Kingdom Hearts 3 to make it a little bit more meaningful. Above that, in a sort of a tie from third to last, is the original Kingdom Hearts and Chain of Memories.
Wow!
Because I recently, well, not recently, but about last year, I replayed both of these, and the card system for Chain of Memories was a lot more positive than I remembered, but only on bosses. I really hated just the trash enemies in the stupid Disney worlds. And the stupid Disney worlds are the stupidest in Chain of Memories, in my opinion.
That's true.
Whereas Kingdom Hearts is really the clunkiest combat-wise, and you really cannot argue with that.
Just give me Arrow back.
True, Arrow was good, but everything else was not good. But has like a thematically tight story, in my opinion. Middle position is 0.2. Mostly there just because of its short length. It's so short that you can't really get a lot out of it, but I really enjoy sort of its exploration of Aqua and the introduction of new mechanics that we'll see more of in Kingdom Hearts 3. So that's really good. Coming in fourth place is Dream Drop Distance. I really liked all the sort of experimenting they did with it in terms of creating worlds with a bigger scope. They still felt kind of empty, and the flow motion was a little bit broken, although I found it really satisfying. But I think they'll take a lot of lessons from that and apply it to the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm very excited for. In third place, and I'm sure some people will be like, why is this so high? But in third place is 358 over 2 days, which is repetitive and monotonous, and it's really like that for a reason, to best tell Roxas's story. And I think the dialogue in the game is some of the more natural and like interesting dialogue, which is good because that's all that you got. But I think the relationship between Axel, Xion, and Roxas, I think, is the most well developed out of any of the trios in the game, and the most interesting.
It has the best manga.
It has the best manga, for sure. It has the best song in the series, which is Vectors to the Heavens. I will not be taking arguments, thank you. Coming in at second place is Birth by Sleep. I really like the combat system. I really like the way everything works in Birth by Sleep. I like the gimmick of playing all 3 stories, and sort of the differences between the combat that you can experience, and I have to strategize differently. The worlds didn't bother me as much as Madelyn, and there's the ball with no people, so how can you beat that, honestly? I also really I think Vanitas is probably my favorite antagonist thus far in the series. And then in the top place is Kingdom Hearts 2, which I think is just, like, I think Days is a better story, and I like some aspects of Birth by Sleep's combat better, but overall it's the most solid, complete game in the series, in my opinion.
I just don't think I'll ever get over playing it when it came out and like having it be too hard and too boring. It'll always be in second place to me because of that.
Fair enough. But Madelyn, what's your first hot take, huh?
All right, speaking of Vanitas, I predict in Kingdom Hearts 3 that there's going to be a six-handed scene with Haley Joel Osment as Sora and Vanitas, Jesse McCartney as Ventus and Roxas, and David Gallagher as Riku, and either Riku Replica or Data Riku.
Yes. Good hot take. Okay, I predict that you know how the X is like a symbol in Dream Drop Distance, and how they like follow him, they're able to track him because he's at the X? Well, all the heroes have plaid on, so that's how Ericus, aka Square, is tracking them.
No!
Anyway,
that was
without
spicy.
comment, those are our hot takes. But we want to talk about, in our opinion, like, best Disney World, worst Disney World we want to see.
Alright, so my best Disney World, I mean, the one that hits the most nostalgia for me is Land of Dragons, because Mulan is great. Mm-hmm. But for real, probably the best Disney World is one that I just recently played, is Symphony of Sorcery. I think that one is really creative and works in the movie in ways that are unexpected and not lame. Mm-hmm. What's your best?
Oh, God. I really like the gimmick of Pride Lands. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the fact that you're a lion, like, there's some things that don't work with it, but it's such a good gimmick that it's like, aw, damn, he's a lion, you know? And of course, Goofy is a turtle everywhere.
My worst Disney World, and you'd better agree. No, there are ones that come close. I already said it. Atlantica, Kingdom Hearts 2. Who let that happen? I'm not even gonna sing the song.
Yeah.
It's the worst. What's your worst?
My worst is, and this is like sort of a fake out, but Mysterious Tower is so stupid. Like, it's just the place where Yensid is just like chillin'. And why do you have to fight through his tower once and then you never have to do it again?
I would also have accepted Disney Town.
See, I like parts of Disney Town. Fruit ball, Melon, fruit ball.
Bite me. The Disney World I want to see, now that we're doing Pixar all over the place, man, how fun would an Up world be?
Not fun.
It would be so great. There's already like an evil guy who could be like a Nort. It would be dope.
See, before we knew this, I would have said Big Hero 6 is the world I most wanted to see, and we're getting that, so that's good. But otherwise, I mean, Princess and the Frog might be really fun, with another chance for Sora and Co to turn into animals, which, not that Goofy and Donald aren't already animals, turn into other animals with them in like their frog forms. Plus, I really like that movie, so.
There are no people of color in this universe, Emma. Don't be silly.
True.
Also, again, the second place choice, High School Musical. All right, hot take, Emma, go.
Riku and Sora and Kairi, well, mostly Riku and Sora, must be the stupidest people, stupidest high schoolers to ever exist, because they never seem to have gotten a basic education, and have not been to school for several years.
Alright, here's my hot take. Ranking the enemies. At the bottom, Data Bugs, or whatever they're called. Didn't even play the game, can confidently tell you they are at the bottom. Next up, the nobodies, the generic nobodies. They're, like, why? They're so, like, I don't understand why some of them are humans and some of them are
But
generic.
they're so slinky.
That's also what sucks. Next up, the unversed. Again, it's like, this is like a real toss-up. Why are they different? Don't really know. Why are they dark emotions? Unclear. Next comes our Organization 13 members. They're fun to fight, if hard when you're in that stupid card world. Which I ranked at number 3, so I'm inconsistent. Next up, Dream Eaters. Dream Eaters, or Nightmares, whatever the enemy ones are called, are super creative and fun and hilarious. And they are different than anything that came before. They're, like, noticeably different. They're not just, like, the Heartless, but slinky, or the Heartless, but sharp. Next up, the Heartless. The OG. Can't beat the Heartless. Bonus top 2. Dark Side, our boy, and Come Guardian. Alright, next segment. Oh.
So, here, we're transitioning briefly to our resident Kingdom Hearts fanatic.
Kingdom Hearts something.
Clickbait Boyfriend, who will give his thoughts on the series.
Take it away, Clickbait.
Okay, it's Clickbait Boyfriend here. We're going to go through my 13 least favorite parts of the Kingdom Hearts series, and then we're going to go into my 7 favorite parts of the Kingdom Hearts series. Okay, so here we go. Least favorite things. Number 1, Kingdom Hearts 2 tutorial, low-hanging fruit. Let's just get that out of the way. Number 2, rhythm games. Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2, that is a travesty, unlike any other travesty in any video game ever. And Ice Cream Blast, I think it's called, is just the icing on the cake. Number 3, this one is a particularly emotional one for me. The Roxas fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 destroyed me mentally, physically, and emotionally. I still haven't quite recovered. Number 4, Mickey Mouse. Total gaslighter. Like, could have told, literally had so many chances to, like, just tell Sora everything and make things so much less confusing and avoid so much strife, and he didn't. Like, apparently made 3 friends 10 years ago that he just either doesn't care about or forgot about. Plus, has Organization 13 robes, which is really all I needed to know. Okay, number 5 of my least favorite things, pressing buttons other than X. The sole exception is the triangle in Chain of Memories. Me clicky the triangle. Number 6, Pete. Enough said on that one. Number 7, losing 11-1 to Riku. I still have a complex about that. I haven't let it go. I know that they've been trying to do some serious character rehabilitation for Riku in Dream Drop Distance, but I'm not having any of it. I will never live that down. Number 8, Schmorlando Schmloom. I can't believe they're going back to that in Kingdom Hearts 3, and they better do my boy Orlando Bloom justice. Number 9, the level design in Kingdom Hearts 1. I looked back at the Clickbait Boyfriend blogs, and it was honestly staggering how many of my quotes were just like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? It was kind of ridiculous. Like, they just had these levels and they wouldn't tell you where to go in the levels or like how to trigger the next sort of cutscene. So even when you would like sort of completed everything, there was like sometimes very specific sequences of places you'd have to go just to like trigger the next cutscene, which doesn't really make any sense. Okay, more low-hanging fruit. The gummy ship. Number 12, when you don't get the information that Keyblade Masters are entitled to. That was like the biggest tease in the world. All throughout Birth by Sleep, you keep being told, there's certain information that Keyblade Masters are entitled to. And I played through 2 whole, like, run-throughs of the game, and I finally make it to the 3rd, where I'm ready and I'm hyped up, and it was like the biggest letdown ever. Honestly, it felt like Kingdom Hearts had been preparing me for that letdown the entire series, but still majorly disappointing. Okay, number 12. Wait, did I already say
That was your
12?
second number 12, but go on.
The fact that we still don't know what's going on with Pluto. So, I'm convinced at this point that Pluto is actually a member of Organization 13 due to the fact that he was somehow already in the Castle Oblivion world at the beginning of Chain of Memories. Went completely unexplained. He then led Sora and co. into, like, a booby trap ambush or whatever. He, like, is the one that got Sora trapped into that castle. And then, like, left. And we don't see him for the rest of the game. And as far as I remember, we, like, kind of see him traveling through the doors to darkness or whatever in, like, Kingdom Hearts 2. But also goes, like, completely unexplained what he's up to. I think that that's going to be one of the big reveals in, like, Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, that was, like, Pluto was behind the scenes orchestrating all of this from the get-go. And number 13, I had to do it. The fact that the Heartless actually have hearts doesn't make any sense. That just, like, sort of goes to show that Nomura had no clue where this was going in Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, he just had no idea what was happening. And that is my list of my least favorite parts of Kingdom Hearts. Okay, moving on to my 7 favorite parts of the series. These really haven't been in any order so far, but I think that this one deserves a special mention. This is, like, definitely the definitive number 1 favorite part of the series for me. It's the kick of adrenaline I get when I understand the plot better. I have been chasing that high ever since Kingdom Hearts 1, and I swear to God that is what, like, keeps people coming back to this series. Because the minute you think you're going to learn something new, you actually don't, and then he just kind of springs it on you by surprise. If you want a good illustration of what this has done to my psyche, I think there's a pretty good video on YouTube about what I would do to chase the high of understanding the Kingdom Hearts plot. So check that out if you're interested. Okay, number 2, worlds that use their setting to complement the gameplay in interesting ways. A lot of the Kingdom Hearts Disney worlds, the stories are lackluster. It feels a little cut and paste, like, yeah, there's some aesthetic differences, but the gameplay pretty much remains the same. So there are certain worlds that really stand out when they do something a little different with the gameplay. I'm not talking about minigames. When they do that with the gameplay, it almost always goes wrong. But I'm thinking in particular of, I think that Atlantica from Kingdom Hearts 1 remains to this day the best Kingdom Hearts world that they've created, just because the added element of sort of verticality in the world adds a lot of stuff to the gameplay that I don't think they've quite been able to replicate with some of the other worlds. So anyway, an OG world is still my favorite pick, even after games like Dream Drop Distance. Okay. Number 3 of my favorite things in Kingdom Hearts, Daisy Duck and Yuffie. Refer back to the Clickbait Boyfriend vlogs to find out why. Number 4 is climbing poles. Just cause Sora has... he's a twerk team captain, as they say. That is, I think that's the term the kids use. Okay, number 5, naming my commands after vines and my dream eaters after philosophers. So, in Birth by Sleep, I had a pretty impressive collection of various Vine references that I would gleefully scream out whenever I performed said command. And then I think I really upped the ante in Dream Drop Distance when I had, like, the entire history of philosophy on my side. Okay, moving on. Number 6. On a more earnest note, I love the soundtrack in Kingdom Hearts. I'm thinking in particular, if I had to pick some of my favorite songs, obviously Simple and Clean. I think I'm a Sanctuary guy. I know Madelyn will be very disappointed to hear me say that, but I just don't have the same emotional attachment to Simple and Clean, and Sanctuary is pretty metal, honestly. Deep Jungle. That is a classic Kingdom Hearts moment for me. I still have it stuck in my head, actually. Hollow Bastion, also classic. Pretty mathy, written in 5/4. Just want to put that out there. I learned it on guitar recently, so I was pretty impressed to see that they were listening to some math rock while composing the soundtrack. Dearly Beloved literally makes me tear up. And you know what? I hated it, but I've grown to love Olympus Coliseum. Olympus Coliseum is the OG. It is objectively terrible music that just grows on you every time you hear it. And finally, last but not least, my 7th favorite part of the Kingdom Hearts series are real, flesh and blood Moogles. And that's all I have to say about that, Kupo.
Well,
that was something.
Thanks for that.
Okay, I got... Yeah. Okay, my next hot take. You know how in all the previous games we've had glide and jump, and then it would upgrade to super glide and high jump? Well, in this game we've got the ability to take a selfie, so it's only natural that Sora is eventually going to gain the ability to have a selfie stick. Or as Emma joked, a selfie stick. Only true fans get that.
So my hot take is the fated battle that we've seen teased in one of the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, Hayner versus the notorious SOD, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, also known as, will, in fact, result in Hayner becoming a Xehanort.
I had considered this, and that's a good lead into... Emma, who do you think are the final 7 lights and 13 darknesses? Let's both do lights, and then let's go to darknesses.
Okay. Oh boy. This is a lot.
Oh,
I don't know if I can count to 13, but let's do the 7.
Okay.
So, Sora.
Duh.
Let's go with that. I'm thinking that 7 lights can only be Keyblade wielders, so gonna leave off Donald and Goofy.
I know, and which is so unfair, but go ahead.
Yeah. Sora, Mickey Mouse, unfortunately. Kairi, I think. So that's 3. Ventus, I think Ventus will be there. That's 4. Aqua, I think will come back to the light. So that's 5. Axel, that's 6. And Roxas, because I think Riku's gonna die.
That's bold. Okay, here are my 7 lights. They're very similar with some notable differences. So I too have Sora, Mickey frickin' Mouse, Kairi, Ventus, and Axel. But here is where we diverge. On my side, I don't think Riku dies, because it's really unclear to me that death is a thing that can occur in this universe.
Well, he'll be elsewhere. Whatever.
Okay, are you ready for my 7th? Because this is spicy.
Okay.
Young Ericus.
Young Ericus. Wow. That is pretty spicy.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. You go first with 13 darknesses. Can you count to 13?
I have a list in front of me.
Oh, so, damn. I didn't do that.
So, okay. Xehanort, Young Nordy, Ansem, Xemnas, and Terra Nort. That's the 5 that are default.
5 Norts. Okay.
Then we have Braig, Syx or Issa or whatever he is now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just using their org names because Evan, I guess, is his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't know what Marluxia and Larxene are. So that's 10. Then Aqua, Xion, and Roxas. I don't think we can have Roxas, Ventus, and Sora all on the side of light. That's too easy. Oh, I didn't even count Vanitas.
I know.
Shoot. Well, Vanitas is a backup, but do you want to hear my other backup?
What's your other backup?
Pete.
Okay.
All right. Spit some straight darkness.
Okay, so I'm with you with the 5 Norts. Terra Nort, Xemnas, Ansem, Xehanort, and Young Nordy. Okay, I'm with you on those 5. And then we have Syx and Braig, which is 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Evan, right?
Yeah.
So 8. And we have Larxene, so 9. I'm with you there. Vanitas, 10. And then is where it gets a little dicey. Xion, I guess you also said that. Xion.
Yeah.
Demix. And I think that despite seeing him on the side of Sora in the trailers, I think that Ienzo is going to turn on them.
Wow. You picked a lot of Organization 13 members to stay in the organization.
But see, I didn't pick Marluxia. I don't think Marluxia is really a Nort. Going
That's
into
fair.
my hot take, yellow contacts. Somebody's wearing yellow contacts. I think it's Marluxia. Might also be Demix. That's my second pick, in which case swap the 2. But yeah, somebody's wearing yellow contacts.
I seriously considered Naminé being Norted. I didn't even think about the data people or Repliku.
Oh, true. Yeah, there's Riku. Damn.
So, there's obviously we've not figured this out.
No.
How many meetings did Square have about this? Where they were like, "Who should it be? Who should it be?"
They just probably had to write it up on the whiteboard so they could remember.
They literally had whiteboards. Did you read that HJO thing?
Not yet.
You should read it. He was like, they had whiteboards explaining like the time travel stuff for us. Anyway, another hot take from me. I can't find my list of hot takes. Oh, okay, I know. Somebody's gonna say Kingdom Hearts is light, and I'm gonna cry for an hour.
Okay. So with that done, what do you think the best / stupidest moment is in the series? Because they're the same thing.
Oh shoot, it was moments.
Or thing. In general. Whatever.
Okay, well the best thing, I'm really into video games that are about friendship right now, given that I am also on the cusp of finishing Persona 5. And so I like the way that this game is all about like the bonds you form between people and friendship, and it's not really about romance, which is fun because I've gotten it too much into romance in Persona 5. The stupidest thing is, well, one, Data. Why? And two, the way they've handled Mickey Mouse. Look, I get it. Disney will not let them do anything that even suggests that Mickey Mouse is evil. And they couldn't include him in the first game at all because they just weren't allowed to. But it's really just set Mickey up for failure. Mm-hmm. The fact that he has to be a good guy, but he can only appear at random occasionally, is really tough to make that into a character that I don't secretly wish would get Norded. Okay, what's your stupidest best thing?
Okay, so my stupidest best thing first is I love the random things that the games will do in order to make things fit together in silly ways, like how Terra's armor sprouts a cape at the end of his arc in Birth by Sleep. And the one thing that happens at the end of 0.2, you totally know what I'm talking about, Mound, because you played it.
Oh yeah.
But everybody who's played it knows what I'm talking about. It's the stupidest best thing. But the best thing in the series for me is probably, not really, there's a lot of things, but the music, I think, is sort of the linchpin of what makes this series work. If they did not have, what's her name, Yoko Shimomura doing the music, I don't think the series would work. Even when the script's really bad, there's, this amazing music playing in the background, you just, feel the emotions, you know? Even for the hammiest lines, you can feel it. And the stupidest thing is, and I hope this Kingdom Hearts 3 remedies this, because she's on my list for 7 lights, but what are they doing with Kairi? Do something with Kairi, please.
Nothing.
Thanks, Tamara.
Alright, hot take?
Hot take.
Okay, I can go. Ranking the music. From the bottom to the top, just selected tunes, not every single tune. Bottom, Swim This Way.
We'll dance and we'll play.
No. Do not shake a bin at me.
Okay.
Next up, Don't Think Twice. I just haven't heard the whole thing. It could be great, but it's
on Spotify now.
Okay. Oh, I haven't listened to it. Revealed. Not a true fan. Next up, theme from Traverse Town. Then Sanctuary, the slow version. Next up, Dearly Beloved, when they also play the bass part on it. Up next, Face My Fears. This could very well go up as I become attached to it, but I'm not attached to it yet, but that trailer is dope. Above that, Simple and Clean, the fast remix version. Mm-hmm. Above that, Sanctuary, the fast, rocky version. Mm-hmm. Then, Dearly Beloved, just the right hand. Above that, Simple and Clean, slow version. Very top, theme from Deep Jungle.
There you go. I very much disagree with some of the things on that list. I mean, Swim This Way should be at the top, obviously.
That's why it's called a hot take.
That's not my hot take. So, hot take. Terra is an unpopular character because we as players know that we'd all be Terra.
That's so true.
I would get dropped in, and I would see someone obviously shady, but I'd be way too polite to be like, no way, you're obviously shady. I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll take the heart from her, I guess. Okay. See you later. Oh, okay, Master Xehanort. Sure, you're my elder, so I respect you.
You have no hair. You must be smart.
Exactly. See? So people don't like Terra because they know that they're Terra. That's my hot take.
All right. So, Emma, what's your game plan for playing this, for playing Kingdom Hearts 3?
So, first off, snacks. The snack list.
Snacks!
Still getting put together, but we've got 13 dark chocolates and 7 white chocolates, obviously. Some fruit, assorted fruit. I'm going to cut some into stars, probably, for Paupu fruit, and then have some ball-shaped ones for fruit ball. We're going to
for,
gummies.
Money.
What? Money?
You should get gold chocolate coins.
Chocolate coins for money? That's a great idea. Good job thinking on the fly. Get some gummies for the gummy ship. I'm going to make, of course, myself some sea salt ice cream, because honestly, I've made it before and it's real tasty. Just putting that out there. And I have a popsicle maker now, so good. Still brainstorming some ideas with that. I'm going to try to play through as fast as possible, at least for, the first run or whatever. I'm going to take my time exploring the worlds, especially since they seem so big now, but I'm going to try to go through. I'm still undecided on difficulty level. I'm in between standard and proud. I'm not sure. And in my adulthood, in my wisdom, if I must pick between the sword, the shield, and the magic, I'm going for
the
shield.
staff, you know.
Yes, the staff.
I listed it as swords, shield, magic in our outline, but I felt stupid letting you say that.
I'm going for the shield. That's the wise choice.
What will you give up?
I'm gonna give up the sword.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna be magic tank.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I feel like I'm torn. I kind of want to savor it, right? I have vivid memories of reading the 7th Harry Potter book and, like, having, like, the last couple chapters and sort of not wanting to finish it because it was going to be over.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling that way with Persona right now, too, so it's, like, it's hard. But it has to balance with, like, wow, I really want to watch Clickbait Boyfriend play it, and he can only play as much as I've played, so I'm going to have to just play, like, big chunks a couple times a week, probably, is how that's going to balance out. I think I'm going to go with Proud mode. I think I have to. I've been playing them all on Proud recently, and, like, it does force me to actually be strategic. So I think that will be valuable and will slow down my playthrough a little bit. I would pick the staff and give up the shield.
Brave.
I know. Especially on Proud mode. We'll see if I stick to that. But yeah. Okay. Right, hit me with a take.
Final personal hot take from Emma. If you're worried about the logic of Kingdom Hearts, you're not understanding the point of Kingdom Hearts. The point is not the logic. The point is what you were going on about, Madelyn, the fact that it's about emotions and friendship and recovery and bonding with people that you don't even know and reaching out to each other and acceptance and love. And it doesn't matter the things that are happening. It just matters how the things that are happening is making the characters feel. And so if you're all wrapped up in the lore, then it's not quite what Kingdom Hearts was intended for.
Alright, here's my draft of the final boss sequence.
Oh my god.
Terra Nort.
He's the
Nordy.
Final boss? Oh no, they're all
just the first one.
Okay.
Terra Nort, Young Nordy, Ansem, Zemnis, Ansem Zemnis, Ansem Spaceship, Young Nordy and Terra Nort, Xehanort, Xehanort 2, Xehanort, but for some reason it's a gummy level, Xehanort, but this time he's like in a computer, Dark Side, Xehanort.
Those all in a row, too? No save point?
Well, duh!
Of course. You're right.
Alright, last up, we're looking ahead.
Yes. So Nomura has said that the Kingdom Hearts series is going to continue after 3. It's just wrapping up the Xehanort portion of
the Darkseeker Saga.
Yes, the Darkseeker Saga, if you want to go with the dramatic title. So what do we think is going to happen next? And sort of for me, I don't know if it matters very much. I think it'll probably have to do with whatever is going on in Union Cross right now. But I don't. It doesn't really matter to me. They could do whatever, as long as they're still sort of bringing in interesting characters and making them play off each other, and bringing in interesting Disney worlds. Like, I'm fine with whatever, Nomura.
It's hard to imagine how you move on from this, right? They've, like, set up this ultimate final battle wherein, at least presumably, some of the characters we know and love will die, but, like, things should be finished, right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, in Union Cross, they're in, like, this whole other, like, Data/Dream world. That seems to be mostly, like, there's some crossover characters, but seem to be mostly unaffected by Xehanort. So I can kind of see, like, going over there and doing stuff with, like, the dandelions or whatever, but...
I get that, but it's hard to imagine it not just being like, look, there's somebody else who wants to start a Keyblade War.
Yeah, well, that's fine, honestly.
I know, but it feels like if you're going to continue... For me, anyway, if you're going to continue the series past this point, I want you to have some kind of entirely new direction to go with it. and it's already so sprawling that that's hard to imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, there are tons of Disney and, like, Marvel and Star Wars and, like, Pixar and all these worlds that they haven't explored, so I don't think that they would be at a loss for, like, new Disney worlds to go to. And there's certainly tons of Final Fantasy characters that people would love to see more of. Not that the game really does that anymore, but whatever. But I'm kind of hoping that they'll do something like, I don't know, it would be cool if it went in a totally different direction, like a la, so we just had Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
And now it looks like Endgame is going to be this, like, dark, frickin', like, sad cry fest.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And so I'd like to see, like, what happens, because I'm not very interested in prequels. Like, I know Union Cross will continue, but, like, if we know it's leading up to Xehanort, like, I just don't care. Right? Yeah. Unless it was a game explaining, like, what the F Mickey Mouse has been doing all these years.
See, is Union Cross a prequel, though?
Who knows? But I would like to see a dark meditation on rebuilding after the second Keyblade War.
Interesting.
No, I wouldn't really like to see that, but I would buy it anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a nice segue into our final hot take. I would buy it anyway. And that is, from both of us, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a 10 out of 10 game.
12 out of 10.
12 out of 10. I know Metacritic is like 88 out of 100 right now, but it means like 120 out of 100.
Exactly. We're gonna, like, weirdly love this game, even if it's terrible.
Yeah. Like, I do not think that it will be terrible in the ways that would actually be terrible for me.
Yeah.
You know? Like, the gameplay could be floaty or whatever, and the story could be nonsensical or whatever, and that's not what makes it terrible for me, right? Like, if it's gonna make me feel something, and Sora's gonna cry, and I'm gonna cry, like, that's, you know,
and
13 out of 7 game.
All the things that are terrible, like, objectively terrible about the series are now so ingrained in what the series is that I'll be like, oh, like, Mickey Mouse is the worst. Like, oh, man, brings a tear to my eye.
Oh, Mickey. There he goes again.
Oh, man, Haley Joel Osment voices every character in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Listen, he does a good job. He does a lovely job in all his roles.
But I'm just saying, even if there were things that are like, wow, like, this is bad, like, this makes it bad, or even if the story ends in a way that's disappointing, like, that would be exactly what it should be.
Yeah. Like, I honestly don't think it could really do anything that would make me not love it. That's a dangerous thing to say, but, like, I don't know what it could do.
That is the hottest of hot takes, and I think it's a great way to end the episode.
Yes. So, listeners, this was for Kingdom Hearts aficionados only out there, but we hope you enjoyed it even if you're not that and don't care about spoilers or whatever. But yeah, and we hope you have a great time today playing Kingdom Hearts 3, no matter how many games you've played or how confused you are, or whether you're playing it on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
Ugh, just kidding. If you're playing it on Xbox One, we don't care less about you.
No, we do. We care about you. And we hope that you enjoy your experience, because we know we are.
And no matter what, don't forget, you are the one who will open the door.